Sophia, a good afternoon to you. We saw this portal being launched that citizens and anybody can access information on the development agenda of the Jubilee administration. It was also an open forum. Talk to us about some of the highlights and issues that emerged this morning.
Well, a very good afternoon to you, Sophia. First of all, this portal, www.delivery.go.ke, was launched earlier on this morning, and it is a portal in which has been divided into three parts. One, showcasing the 11 flagship projects for the country. The second part, 47 counties, the projects that the government has managed to implement there, as well as those that have been implemented by the specific 21 ministries. We'll get to the details of what transpired here, what issues came up during that panel discussion. But Sophia, first of all, let me bring in James Macharia, the Cabinet Secretary in charge of Transport and Infrastructure, the ministry that is overseeing one of the largest projects, infrastructure projects that the country has seen since independence. Let's start with the SGR. Where are we right now? And as the government was explaining it, this portal will help Kenyans to understand how they will benefit, what is in it for them. The SGR, where are we and why do we need it in the first place?
Let me say first that this project was long overdue. The last time we did a railway in this country was 116 years ago. And so to be able to achieve development, which we aspired to achieve, we really had to get into a modern railway, and hence we fast-tracked this particular project. It was started in December 2014. And I'm glad to say that by 31st of May this year, which is just over 6 weeks, it will be officially launched by the President, which will be 18 months ahead of schedule. It's been finished, it's been tested, because clearly this is the largest flagship project Kenya ever got involved with. The benefits are enormous. For a start, Wananchi, you and me, will be able to drive or to ride the train from Mombasa to Nairobi in just about 4.5 hours, compared to the current time taken by bus, which is about 12 hours from Nairobi to Mombasa, and all the risks associated with road transport. Secondly, in terms of business people, they'll be able to transport their goods from Mombasa port to Nairobi, and then onwards to the west. And from Nairobi to Mombasa, the train carrying cargo will be taking about 8 hours only. And so with the faster speed, with the lower cost, it will clearly impact very materially to our GDP and therefore benefit this country.
SGR aside, let's come to the roads. How many kilometers have you been able to construct, and compared to the amount of roads that was constructed in the country since independence? Where are we? How are you faring on?
In fact, Rita, I would even go further before independence. If you go up to 1900, the number of kilometers of roads constructed in this country, up to the time when this government went into office, was only 14,000 kilometers, meaning over a period of 113 years, only about 14,000 kilometers have been tarmacked. This government put that as a major priority in terms of our investment in infrastructure. And I'm pleased to say that within 4 years, we have completed roads worth more than 2,500 kilometers. We also now got other roads which are under construction, not completed, but under construction, totaling about 7,000 kilometers. So by the time we finish this agenda of roads, this government would have constructed about 9,500 kilometers. If you compare that with what was done over a period of 113 years, that is truly remarkable.
The government has been talking about the tiniest impact it has been making on the lives of Mwananchi. In your ministry, what is that tiny part of the infrastructure, construction of roads that you think will help people, perhaps in the villages? What kind of road have you constructed somewhere perhaps someone has never seen tarmac before?
Let me say, for example, when we went into designing and determining which roads were going to be done, we made sure that no single county was left behind. So for us in the ministry, we developed what we call the Bible of the roads infrastructure, basically classifying all counties alphabetically, starting with Baringo, ending up with West Pokot. And so we did all those roads, we classified all those roads, we started procurement, and I can tell you it has gone to areas where our shows, our Google cars had never seen tarmac before. I'll give you an example. This road from Isiolo to Moyale, 520 kilometers. People used to take 2 days to travel. High insecurity, there was no trade or investment, but now people are taking 7 hours, coming from Moyale to Isiolo. Business is growing. People from Meru are taking their goods through Isiolo all the way to Moyale. This is a major, major, major investment, and with the biggest benefit to Mwananchi who had never seen tarmac before.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll let you go. So, Sophia, some of the insights from the Ministry of Transport and Infrastructure. Here this morning, the issues coming up. The government has not been able to achieve or some of the things it promised in its manifesto. One of them, the construction of the 5 stadia across the country. Uhuru Kenyatta admitting that they have not managed to achieve everything, saying that we need more time, give us a chance to finish what we promised. Sophia.
Many thanks, Rita Tinina, live for us from the Kenya International Convention Center on President Uhuru Kenyatta 4 years later.